Next is about evolved marketing practices. The first is a concept called from brand ambassadors to brand journalism. Come, please. Please come. From brand ambassadors towards brand journalism, the focus on customer experience, analytics and metrics, innovation, ethical issues in marketing, and content marketing. Alright? So this is coming under evolved marketing practices. Then finally we have to apply it in the local context. So application with reference to local context. This you have often heard me speak about local mindset, faiths and beliefs. Does it sound familiar? Right? And I say Kapurgachi is not equal to Midnapur. In fact, Kapurgachi is not the same as let's say Badabazar or for that matter a place like Patuli. Gaps in and gaps about. Very interesting concept. When I come to that you will realize it's all about gaps in and gaps about. What all? Knowledge, skill, aspiration, and finally scope of business accelerators by local integration. Alright? So we will be discussing all this in the next 1.5 to 2 hours. Okay? The first section is perception of concrete marketers about what they do about. First is about the brand. And under brand, we will talk of 3 specific ideas, which is brand experience mapping, brand crisis, and brand culture stroke leading a brand. Okay, let me go into the details of each one of them. Today, if you look at this world is all about connectivity. Do you agree?
Yes.
The way we connect, the ease with which we connect, our willingness to connect is far more than it was few years back. Technology is only helping us to connect quickly at zero cost at times, like a WhatsApp, zero cost, and also from any place. Now connectivity is global, in the sense your location is not a constraint for your connectivity. Right? Now there are various interfaces where we can connect to our customers. It could be a live connect, where is one-to-one, face-to-face, digital connect, which is online, or a retail connect. By retail, you have to interpret it not as in a shop. Retail is a place where a customer spends time. Right? So these are the places where we can connect. What is also being tried is, can I make my customer participate with my brand? And therefore you will see nowadays, lot of malls where there is a car displayed and people come, they announce and please come sit in the car, or people give a sachet or a drink to sample. That is all about participation. So please fill in your name, this thing, and you can get a lucky draw, lot of things like that. And the most important part of connectivity is building up relationship. Because today the marketing cost is far low if you can build a brand loyalty with your customers, which could lead to brand reference. Because the most powerful form of advertising and marketing today is referral marketing. The more critical the purchase, the more expensive the purchase, the more is the role of reference. When you are choosing a academic career, when you are buying a flat, when you are buying a high-end durable, you look forward to talking to people who can tell you what is good and what is bad about it. And mind you, the referral will only happen if the person is happy with your brand, satisfied with your brand. Alright. Next part is mapping the customer. And this is one area where I think in India we are far behind. Aadhaar card, if you see today, the Prime Minister is using the Aadhaar card to track each and everything that you are doing in life, right? So one of the important challenges that we need to overcome in marketing in India is to generate matrices, which means we must know who is our customer. Because unless we know who he is, how will I maintain my regularity? It is not about capturing the data once. It is about that is the beginning of the story. Once you have captured the data, how do you regularly maintain touch with him is what will make the customer work for your brand. Do you agree? This is one area where I think there is a lot of scope in India, and we must look at this area very closely for our brands.
Can you explain generic matrix once more?
Generic matrix is very simple, Mova. You have got, let's say, 100 students in your center. You have some basic information about them, right? Which is formed in the filled up form.
Where he lives, what is the economic this thing.
But those are also not very well defined. You may have address, name, date of birth, father's occupation, which is important. But what we are saying is we need to look at beyond the standard data that we have captured. So, for example, if a student in ICA has a younger brother and we know in which class he is, we can create relevant stuff for him, so that when he becomes eligible to become an ICA student, he could be a part of that. For example, in the healthcare, a patient gets admitted in a hospital. If one can know who all else is there in the family, one can look at a lot of targeted marketing to that family. If they have an aged parents staying with them, you can talk of something. If they have very young children at home, you can talk of something. If they have people with long-term ailments like diabetes or hypertension or anything, you can talk of it. So the idea is we must know which matrix to cover and how do we capture that matrix. Right? Based on this, we have to look at what are the actionable pathways, which means what is the actionable path on which I will build my strategy for my brand. It will help with strategy building. It will help with aligning values of the brand and the organization. I have said this before, I repeat it. In Indigo, Aditya Ghosh, their president, has told me that all of you appreciate Indigo for its on-time performance. That is the brand promise. We would have never achieved it unless the organization